Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my July favorites and we're back to a regular monthly favorites video. So I have books in this one. In June, I did my mid-year favorites. So that's everything that I've been loving for the past 6 months. Started doing that a few years ago and I love my mid-year favorites. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. But we are back to the regular routine, monthly favorites, have books, a lot of affordable, so many good finds this month. I love everything that I'm going to mention. I always do, but especially when I find good affordable stuff, I'm just so excited for that. So I'm wearing everything on my face today and I'm going to jump into all my favorites, starting with my number one, which I know I've gotten a bunch of people hooked on already. I would say there's about 3 products in my makeup routine that literally I would never ever change. This replaced one of them. So I have my Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Foundation, which you guys know I love, my Urban Decay Brow Blade, and my Benefit Brow Gel. However, we have replaced the Benefit Brow Gel. I could throw that away after this. This cost me only $5 on Amazon, and it is the Got To Be Glued Spiking Glue. I saw this on TikTok and a couple other YouTubers showing how to use this for tutorials. And this works like a clear gel for your brows. It's seriously like glue for your brows. It is water resistant. Your brows will not move with this. With the brow blade that I use, which is also water resistant, waterproof, my brows literally are hard to remove. It's the hardest part of my makeup to remove at night. If you're like me and you go to the pool, the beach, whatever, go swimming often, and the only thing that I wish I had was better brows, this, just even some gel in my brows, makes them look so much better and they will not move. So this is my number one recommendation. It is so good. You can also use it to slick back your hair if you like doing that too. It's just so good. Cheap. It's gonna last you forever. You get so much in here. So if you're just using this on your brows, literally gonna last you forever. I could throw out my Benefit Brow Gel, like I said. So if you have not checked this out and you like that feathery kind of look or really just setting down your hairs, I've had a couple people ask me how I use this before or after my brow product. I do it before. You want this to dry down before you go in with your brow product. So I just slick my brows down just like I would have used my Benefit Brow Gel and then go in with my brow blade. They're not going anywhere. So I highly recommend checking this out. As I said, I got this on Amazon, but you can get it many places. And then for my face makeup, I cannot get enough of this combo right here. And you would have seen me haul this in my huge haul if you haven't seen that already. A lot of the stuff is from there because I've been using it and trying it out. And I said that these would be in this video because I use this every time I do my makeup right now. So these are from Doll Beauty, and I got this brand on Beauty Bay. They do have a website, however, they're not shipping internationally during the pandemic because I did try and place an order and they're only shipping in the UK. So the first thing that I absolutely love, which I want to pick up a lighter shade because this is pretty dark for me. This is the Doll Gimme Sun Bronzer in dark, and this is probably the darkest bronzer that I own. I do have it on today, but I have to go over it with my foundation brush just to like make sure everything's blended out. This is such a beautiful formula. And also the packaging is like my favorite thing ever, like a black heart. I just absolutely love that. Even though the packaging is super cute, the formula of this is amazing. So you guys know I'm huge on bronzers. It's one of my guilty pleasures for makeup. One of my vices for sure, makeup in general, but bronzer especially. You have to check out this formula. They have some other colors, which I definitely want to pick up. I want to try all of them personally, but this, there's something magical about it. It just effortlessly blends on my skin and it just has a really nice tone to it as well. So that's why I feel like I can get away with dark, but it is dark for me. Still can use it, still a favorite. I wear it every day I do my makeup. And also this highlight palette, probably the most compliments I've ever got on highlight is when I wear this, which is funny because every time I'd see someone use this, I'd have the same reaction. It just looks beautiful on the skin, like wet on the skin. I love the tones. Also from Doll Beauty, it's their Doll Light Duo in Champagne Supernova. And this is what the colors look like. You can see I've been going hard for this highlight palette. Every single time I've been doing my highlight. Lately, it is this. I'm wearing it today. These are just such beautiful tones. I'll swatch the bronzer too, just while we're at it, but honestly, the color is just better when you see it on the face. So those are the two highlights, and that is the bronzer shade. You can see it's a nice warm tone. And the highlights are super opaque, have a ton of payoff. They're very blinding highlights. Just even with a light hand for me, it's very, very intense. But I feel like you can definitely tone it down if you want. I'd rather have an intense highlight and then have to tone it down than really build it up and waste product. Like, that's gonna last me forever. And then I've also been loving the Patrick Ta blushes. They're cream and powder duos. I want the bronze one so bad, but it's constantly out of stock on Sephora Canada. So right now I have Do We Know Her, and I love the tones in this. I've been wearing this every day as well. So I have it with the powder down first and then the cream on top, because that's how Patrick Ta puts it on the skin, and it's so beautiful. I find putting that cream makes it more punchy. If you want to tone it down, and I find it lasts a little bit longer, I would top the cream with the powder. Wear it both ways, wear either or separately. Really, you have options here. I love the packaging of it, how the cream has one of those little clear cases to cover, and it's just been a go-to product of mine. So I definitely recommend checking out those blushes if you can get your hands on them, because they're constantly sold out, it seems, for good reason, because they're amazing quality. One of my favorite launches, apart from his lip creams that he's done, it's probably my second favorite. The lip creams, like, you need to come out with more, because I love those so, so much. So those are it for the, oh no, one more thing for the face. How could I forget this? This is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I love this concealer. I'm wearing it today. The first time I used this concealer, I was talking about this with a subscriber in the comments section, and she had issue with this concealer. She thought she got a bad one, but honestly, the first time I used this, it didn't pair nicely with whatever foundation it was that I was wearing. It went creasy and it was just hard to blend. I haven't had a problem since though. I just think it was finicky with a specific formula I was using, but every other time since, it's blended out beautifully and I don't have any creases. So I've been loving this. It does wear a long time. I don't find it creases, apart from that one odd occasion that I did use it and it reacted weird with my foundation. But this has been my go-to. I have it in medium beige. It's the perfect color for me. So that is what it looks like on my hand. It gives me enough brightness, but doesn't make it too bright underneath my eye. So I do love this formula. It reminds me a lot of the Dose of Colors concealer, if you're familiar with that. Full coverage, great wear. It's just an amazing concealer. I think this is $6 or $7. So really you can't beat it. I've been loving a ton of e.l.f. products you'll see in this video. This is the first one I wanted to mention though, because I've been wearing it the most and it's amazing. For lips, I have to mention these two products. I have fallen in love with these formulas. Like, this is the perfect texture and consistency for a gloss formula, and for a lipstick formula, this is definitely top, I'd say 3 in terms of formulas. It's really good. There's only one thing that I don't like about it, but I will tell you when I get to it. So for the lipstick, these are the Bare Minerals new lipsticks. I'll put the exact name on the screen for you guys, but I have in Focus and Grace. Grace is what I'm wearing on the lips right now, and I'll swatch Focus for you. These have just been my go-to shades. Focus I've been wearing more when I have a deeper tan going on. Right now I'm my natural skin color. So those are the two colors right there. And the formula of these lipsticks are so creamy, opaque, and hydrating on the lips. Like, the formula of these are top notch. And I was thinking back to other Bare Minerals products, and there's so many that I love. I feel like Bare Minerals is a slept-on brand. Their other Pro Longwear lipsticks were an absolute end-of-the-year favorite. I still love those. If you want a super matte finish for your lips, those are great. These are a little more hydrating, same kind of consistency, smoothness, and opaqueness, but definitely more hydrating, this formula. They came out with an amazing foundation, cheek products, like literally. Bare Minerals is so slept on. I have so many favorite products from them, and their lips kill it for me. I just love the formula for their lips. So I was very, very impressed when these came. I honestly didn't think they could beat my love for their Pro Matte formula, but these, so good. If you like the colors that they have, I definitely recommend picking up one. They're vegan as well. The only thing that I wanted to mention about them is the smell of them. It has since dissipated on my lips right now. I cannot smell it at all, but when you initially put it on, this is gonna be so specific to me, but I had this pencil that as soon as you'd run out of one of the pencil tips, you put it on the bottom and shove it in, and it would make all the others go up to the top. Leave a comment if you remember those, but they were scented. So it kind of smells like a fruity lead pencil. I don't know what to say. Like, it's not terrible. I love the smell of my pencil, but it was the grape one. It doesn't smell like grape. It just smells like a grape pencil, and very specific to that particular product that I used when I was a kid. So it took me right back there. Very strong scent memory to that. So I had to mention that here. I just was curious if any of you guys remember those pencils that you would just keep switching out the pencil, the little tip, as soon as you ran out of the lead, and they had a scent to them. I still remember it to this day, like exactly what it looked like, the exact smell of it, and they smell like those. The scent for me is nostalgic. For some people, it's a little bit strong. I feel like they'd probably think it would be initially, because I know people have issue with fragrance, but right now it's been on, I don't know, maybe half an hour. I don't smell it anymore. I don't taste it either. So it was just like that initial, because I can definitely smell it when I open up the lids. And then for a gloss, by far my favorite kind of glosses are oil-based. The Too Faced ones that came out with, those peach oil glosses, I use them all the time and they got rid of them. I feel like there's only a couple colors left on Sephora, but those should have been permanent. Those were a favorite lip gloss formula of mine. And these are from NARS. They're the oil-infused lip tints. And when I say this is the most comfortable formula you'll ever wear, they're so nice. I just cannot get over how these feel. It has the perfect amount of slip to it and the perfect amount of pigment, because you can wear these lightly on your lips with even a nude underneath, and it's going to just give you a light kind of color sheen to your lips, or you can wear them more opaque and you just get that beautiful, juicy look to your lips. They are so pretty, and I cannot get enough of these formulas. So this is the shade Laguna, and this is Orgasm X, based off their blushes they have, and bronzer, obviously. So definitely check these out if you're into that kind of oil-based lip product. If you like those Too Faced ones, like me, you're gonna love those. They're so good. And then for lashes, I had to mention these. These are from e.l.f. They're the faux mink lashes in Drama Queen. I wore these in my last tutorial. You can wear these with full eye makeup. You can wear these with no eye makeup. They're so beautiful, and they remind me a ton of the Raw Beauty Christie lashes, which I also love. But the Raw Beauty Christie ones are way more dramatic. They're exact same style, I find, but the Christie ones are longer, and they're so pretty. I'm wearing one of the ones right now from Pure and Raw Beauty Christie on my eyes. This is in Lovely, and these are so pretty too. I cannot get enough. You guys know I love lashes, and these are all faux mink lashes, which are the only styles that I personally like to wear. And these are just great because you can use them a ton of times. They hold up really nicely, and they just are such pretty styles. So I know the Pure and Raw Beauty Christie ones are limited edition, but if you really liked Christie's style and can't be bothered, the e.l.f. ones are very similar. They're just a shorter version. But definitely wanted to support Christie. Had to mention these. I wasn't able to get my hands on the palette, unfortunately, but I do love the lashes. So happy that I have them now, and I'm going to be using them all the time. Like these ones right here, I just can't get enough. And I love the other ones too, so they're perfect styles for me. This probably will come as no surprise to you guys. I love the Be Perfect Cosmetics eyeshadows. I love their formula. And this is the Clientele palette with John Makeup Artist. We did a collab way back when, if you've been watching my channel that long. I think we might have actually done 2 videos together, if I can remember correctly. But I love her style. She is beyond talented, and I knew eventually I would pick up her palette. And it is so beautiful. These are the shades in here. She's a professional makeup artist, and these are all the colors that she finds her clients always tend to ask, or the look she does for them. I'm wearing it today, just the basic brownie shades on my eyes, but they're super pigmented and blendable. and I've just been reaching for this a ton. So this, along with my Stacey Marie Makeup Artist palette, I've just been crazy for, and I know Stacey Marie is coming out with another palette, which I cannot wait to get my hands on. So if you have not tried Be Perfect Cosmetics shadows, I highly recommend them. I love their palettes. And then I've been using this as a primer. It is a moisturizer. And I actually just saw that they have a fragrance-free version of this, which I'd like to try. I don't have issue with fragrance myself. However, I know it can be sensitizing after a bit of time, so I definitely would like to pick up the fragrance-free version in the future. This is the e.l.f. Hello Hydration Face Cream with hyaluronic acid and a peptide complex. Looks like this. Has the same kind of consistency as the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. Just super thick. Like, it's not going anywhere. You can see that. And it just makes the perfect primer, moisturizer base for me. So I like to do a really hydrating cream first, and then I go in with a pore filling product. And that's how I like to prep my skin for makeup. And this is just great for that hydration aspect that my skin needs prior to applying my makeup. So I have been loving this. It's e.l.f. It's affordable. Have a fragrance-free version, which I would personally pick up over this one. But this is the one I have currently, and I've been loving it. So I had to mention it in this video. And that's everything for my makeup. I have fragrance and my books. For fragrance, this is my favorite fragrance company currently. They make impressions of designer fragrances. So they don't have the real deal in these perfumes. This is their impression of the scent that's out there. But I feel like they do an amazing job, and they're like $14, $15 each for a 10 milliliter. And you get to try a bunch of different fragrances. If you're like me and want to try out some ones that are more pricey but don't know if you'd like them, this is kind of the way that I did it. And I also picked up some that were supposed to be matching some of the fragrances that I personally love, like Jo Malone Mimosa and Cardamom. I picked that one up just to see if it was anything close to that smell, and they are like spot on. This is probably a little bit stronger. There's a note in it that's slightly different, but honestly, it's so close that I would just purchase this in the future or wear this. That's how close it is to me. So I have Mimosa and Cardamom, the impression of Santal 33. That's from Le Labo. And then we have the Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. And then the original Baccarat Rouge 540, which is what I've been wanting to try forever. I know I'm going to eventually pick up the original bottle of that because I love this fragrance. As soon as I smelt it, it reminded me of Burberry Her, but better. Like, because it doesn't have so much strawberry in it, but I've been wearing this all the time. I cannot get enough of these fragrances. And then I also decided to pick up Love by Kilian, which is really pricey on its own. But for the amount of fragrances I have, and I love trying out some, this makes more sense to me to pick up these. And they last beautifully. You can travel with these, travel friendly, throw them in your purse if you want to just touch up your fragrance. And I just highly recommend Oil Perfumery, which is where these came from. Really great website if you're into trying fragrances. They have a ton of designer impressions of on the website. And a subscriber got me onto this website, Joey. So thank you so much for telling me about them. I'm so happy. Placed 2 orders already now, and I definitely plan on placing more. Really good success with the company, and I'm just happy to have found them. And I wanted to share in this video because I've been obsessed. The first book that I wanted to talk about that has to go back to the library before it's overdue. It is This Is Going to Hurt, Secret Diaries of a Medical Resident, and this is by Adam Kay. This book is so funny. If you love medical type books, this is his biography of his time in the medical field. He's an award-winning comedian and writer for TV and film, and oh my gosh, his sense of humor is so funny. This whole book, I was literally laughing out loud the whole time. It does deal with some pretty serious stuff going on, which is equally as heartbreaking, but I feel like the humor in it definitely balances it out and makes it a really enjoyable read. And if you like anything to do with the medical field, I feel like you would really enjoy this book. Definitely check it out and look it up. It was probably my favorite biography I've ever read, honestly. Like, I really enjoyed his diaries of his time as a medical resident. The things he experienced, like, man, some crazy stories he has, that's for sure. Let's just put it that way. And then I also read Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. He is one of my favorite authors of all time. I've recommended all his books that I've read. And I would definitely start with Final Girls if you haven't read his books before. That's the one I personally started with. And he has so many great ones. So this is his latest one. I absolutely enjoyed it. Definitely different, like all his books are different from the ones before, but I love his style of writing. They're always like a mystery thriller type of book, and they just really suck you in. I can read them in a day or two. They're just so pleasant to read and just really captivate my mind. So I love his style, love his books. I read that one, so I figured you guys would like to know some good books to read. I know I always get questions on that, but if you're not following me on Goodreads, my name there is Cheryl Kisielewski, which is my name, and I put all the books that I read on there. So if you ever wanted to know what book I'm currently reading, my reviews on books, have everything there. I would definitely check out that app if you haven't already. It keeps track of all your books, things you want to read, things you have read, and it's just one of my favorite apps that I use. Keeps track of everything for me, and that is everything for the month of July. So many great things. Love the books. Fragrance, makeup. We got a little bit of everything in this video. Affordable, some high-end. It was a good month. Very, very good month for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed everything that I showed. I hope you find some things that maybe you want to check out. A lot of things that are holy grail status for me in here. Just was such a good month, as I said. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.